of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to the November 21st, the magical Monday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. Hey, let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. And the easiest way to do that is to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I, we're going to go check on the circumstance of these markets. We'll go figure out what those bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I at just past 11 o'clock in the morning. I do want you to know I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here, but even more important than that, and that's this. During this next 53 minutes, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to pick up that phone. You can dial on it at 877-927-6648. Now, if you can't dial in, you can always send me an email. Send that to Steve at TFNN.com. And inside the subject heading, please put radio show question. Of course, if you're inside our Tigers den, well, any and every ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on magical, magnificent Monday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. Right now, we got a sea of red out there. All the U.S. indices trading to the downside. Dow's off about 75 points, less than 0.25%. 0.5% for the S&P or 21 points. The NASDAQ 0.8 or 98 points. 0.9 for the Russell, that's 16 points. 1 6/10 for the semis, 44 points there. The trend is off just slightly, about 0.2%, 26 points. If we take a look at gold, she's trading out at 17.36. That's off 1%, 17 buckaroonies. If we take a look at silver, that's trading down 23 cents, a little over 1% there. Light sweet crude, nearly 6% now to the downside, off $4.68. Whereas you have natural gas up 32 pennies. That's a 5% move to the upside. The 30-year Treasury trading out at 125.30. That's up about a half a point. Now, leading the charge, dollar-wise to the upside, you got Imago Biosciences, 104% or 18 bucks. Steris PLC up 8% or 13. O'Reilly Automotive up 11 bucks, a little over 1%. Becton Dixon up 4.5%, $10.50. And Domino's Pizza up $9.89. That's up 2 6/10% out there. She's trading out at 377.78. To the downside, now this makes sense. It's the OIH, the Van Eck Oil Service ETF, down 22 bucks or 7%. Service Now is up 13 bucks, 3.5%. Azimil Holdings down 14 bucks, about 2.5%. And Pioneer Natural Resources, 5 3/8% to the downside. That equates to $13 and change. But let's go look at what you want to look at. Let's go look at what's really kind of controlling these markets out there, and that's the U.S. dollar index. I do have a delay. That's up 95 cents right now, trading out at 107.78. Again, it's a 10-minute delay. That's what it was trading at 10 minutes ago. But because of its directional correlation to both the U.S. indices and to the metals out there, let's go see what the U.S. dollar, what the king is actually doing this morning. So to begin with, let's go take a look at the actual U.S. dollar multi-time frame set of charts out there. We begin by taking a look at the month. Now, on a monthly time frame, we do not have a topping pattern. What we do have is price pulled back, tested, and rejected that green oscillator and change line at the 105.22 level. That says the bullish momentum on a monthly time frame continues to the upside. With regard to the weekly time frame chart, this formed a Rhodes momentum indicator top. It does that with that bear sash candle. It takes price right back to support. That was a TD9 count breakout level. That's at 105.43. So you got a bottom in the monthly, a bottom on the weekly, and guess what? We've got a bottom on the daily. That's brought to us by none other than that TD9 count. Bar number 8, that makes the count. Nice big hammer candle. You also have a confirmed buy the D point. In this case here, because the U.S. dollar has been running higher, you have a Gartley buy pattern. Now what price is doing, it's taking on the resistance of its red oscillator and change line. Let's just expand this chart out. Let's move it off to the left out here, and you'll see that the high so far today, first the oscillator and change line, is at 107.80. The high today, 107.82. So far prices tested that. Now it closed above that. What will that tell us? Not much, Steve-O. What it will tell us is that price is likely going to go tag the top of that profile. The top of that daily profile is priced at 106.22. 106.22. Where the Sam heck did I get that from? 108.05. Sorry about that one, folks. 108.05, 108.02 is the number that's printed up here. 108.05, I believe, is coming from my black background chart, so 108.02 right there. Let's call it 108.05. A close above 108.05 is going to signal that at least a further counter trend move, if that's all that it is. But more likely, this would tell us that price wants to make its way to its TD9 count breakdown resistance level. That's at $12.87. $12. Whoo, Stevie's having some difficulties here this morning. 112.87. Don't worry, we'll get through the day. We'll get through the morning. So we know that the U.S. dollar index is trading into support. We also saw that if you recall taking a look at the market update that we did at 11 o'clock, that the NQ was trading into support. That was the bottom of its profile. The ES Mini has not made its way down there. But if price does, the U.S. dollar that is, continues to move higher, likely the ES Mini gets down and tests the bottom of its daily profile. By the way, that number out there is, well, let me make sure I give you the right number here. We have done with numbers, 39.25.75. So now when we take a look at the other charts here, for example, with U.S. dollar index hitting the level of support, the daily oscillator and change line, we look to see, as a 30-minute chart or intraday chart, does it have a topping pattern? The answer is it does not. What we have out here is just consolidating with inside its profile. Topping pattern on the 60-minute time frame chart, the answer is we do. We have a TD9 count top that is in place out here. Now that says that a close above 107.80 would signal a breakout to the upside. On a 120-minute time frame chart, do we have a top? We do not have a, well, I take that back. Yeah, we've got a sell the D point pattern that had formed out there. Conditions are really neutral at this stage here because price is, one, consolidating with inside the daily profile, but above its green oscillator and change line. With regard to the 240 and the 5-hour time frame charts, nothing there that is really assisting us. The 4-hour time frame chart does have a confirmed sell the D point pattern, but that would be negated with a close above 107.82. 5-hour chart does not have any kind of a topping signal. So bring it on home, Stevie. Right now, you got that monthly, weekly, and daily. They've got bottoms. That all is going to be dependent upon whether or not the U.S. dollar on a daily basis can get through its oscillator and change line and the top of that profile. And again, we're going to call that the 108.02 level, or 108.02 is what we're going to. 108.03 is what we'll call close above that as a breakout to the upside. So real quickly here before we go to break, if we just simply take the U.S. dollar index and its components, you'll see the euro with the TD9 count top testing its green oscillator and change line to close below that. Says it wants lower price. The yen is headed up to, and it's got a TD9 count bottom headed up to the 142.42 level. That's its oscillator and change line. The Great British Pound did confirm a sell the D point. Price is going to go target the 117 area. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Currencies, commodities, and bond markets are as important as ever right now with how they're driving the volatility in equity markets across the globe, which is why it's a great time to try out Teddy Kegstad's Tiger Forex Report. Teddy Kegstad breaks down the Forex markets every Monday using his 30-plus years of experience as a trading veteran of futures, Forex, stocks, and options. Teddy releases his weekly Tiger Forex Report every Monday morning with coverage of all the major currency pairs, including the dollar index, the euro dollar, pound dollar, dollar Swiss, dollar yen, as well as many more, and he also has weekly coverage of the crude oil market and the 30-year T-bonds, as they both influence Forex markets tremendously. When you sign up for the Tiger Forex Report, you also gain instant access to Teddy's 60-minute webinar archive he just hosted, Forex Strategies and Fundamentals, What is Behind the Tiger Forex Report. For all the details and to start your 30-day Tiger Forex Report subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
You might think that if you want to be successful at trading in the stock market, you're going to need a crystal ball. After all, it's impossible to predict the future, right? Like any endeavor in life, before you decide it's impossible, get some advice from the experts. You might find that it's not so impossible after all. For daily market overviews that give you direction on the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, subscribe to the Opening Call newsletter at TFNN.com. The Opening Call newsletter is written by Basil Chapman, creator of the trading methodology known as the Chapman Wave. The Chapman Wave up-down sequence gives you an edge in identifying price turns, finding the peaks and valleys in stock prices. Get the Opening Call newsletter by Basil Chapman in your inbox every day. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know, and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Welcome back, folks. You got the Dow off 81, NASDAQ 100 off 85, the S&P's off 19, the Russell down 17. And we're going to go take a look at Schlumberger. This is for Alton, and Alton's looking for an entry point. SLB is the ticker symbol there. And Alton, what we can see here on a daily time frame is this formed a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top. It does it. Let me get my cursor out here. I can tell you exactly what day that completed. That was on the trading session of November the 14th. Nice bearish shooting star, bear sash candle out there. And now today, price is busting through its bullish structured profile support level, 5103. Now, I don't know where it ends the day, Alton, but if price does close below 5103, it opens up the door for a move down to 4178. But before price gets to 4178, it's going to have a battle at 4810. 4810 happens to be the weekly oscillator and change line. Now, there's a sell the D point pattern that formed out here last week on a weekly basis. Last week was a key reversal bar. In order to become a key reversal bar, price must move below and above the prior week's low and high. That's the first condition. The second condition, or not necessarily in this order here, but a second condition is that price must be in an extended condition. Well, it's got a large A to B equals CD, more than a 1-to-1 A to B equals CD. That absolutely qualifies for that. And number 3 out there, price must close in the opposite direction of the trend. Well, last week's candle did all of that. And that confirmed a sell the D point pattern. That suggests a move down to 4810. So the price target here for Schlumberger, 4810 is one side. If price gets below that, we'd be looking at a move down to the 4178 area. The monthly chart really isn't providing us with a ton of information. What this tells us, though, is that you should wait. As far as an entry point, we've got targets out there. What we really need to see as those targets are being hit, Alton, is if there's any kind of pattern on an intraday chart. The only one that I'm showing right now is the 30-minute time frame, and we do not see any kind of a bottom signal here. So that suggests that price should or could continue to move lower out there. But as far as price targets here for Schlumberger, let's keep them in the 4178 to 4810 level. And as price approaches that area, please get back to me, Alton, and we'll take a look at the intraday charts and see if there's anything there worth paying attention to that would help you to identify that possible entry point. Your next request was to take a look at HAL, ticker symbol HAL. I believe that is Halliburton out here. We'll get those charts here populated here momentarily. Halliburton right now is trading out at 33.63. It looks similar, but it's not exactly the same as the chart that we just took a look at for Schlumberger. But here's what we know. So whether we've got a top or not, there looks like there's a sell the D point pattern that formed with this falling window. That was your bearish reversal candle on November the 9th. Now with price below, both a hammer candle from last Friday, you know what we say when you close below the bottom of a hammer candle, if you're long, you are wrong. What that means here is that price should go target its next level of support. And that'll be 29.59. When we take a look at the weekly set of charts out here, we can see Halliburton already is trading below its green oscillator and change line. Now, it's beginning of the week. If price does hold 33.87, that would be or could be a potential entry point, but that's not what we're looking at as we speak right now. In the case of Halliburton, I think more likely than not, price is going to pull back, well, at least to the 29.59. Now, I say at least. If you look out here, it's kind of hard to tell, but there's a new profile that formed last week. And that new profile has support down at 26.64. So if 29.59 fails to hold the support, then what you'd be looking for, Alton, is move down to the 26.64. This is a weekly set of profiles out there, and this is gigantic. This actually says we should see a large consolidation because the bottom of the prior profile, the current profile is below the bottom of the prior profile, and the current profile high is above the prior profile as well. This is really wide-ranging weekly profile. I mean, 26.84 to 39.99, $13, 50% of the actual bottom of the profile. That's a gigantic move out there. So in the case of Halliburton, you got to stay put, keep your hands in your pocket, keep your powder dry out there. That's also confirmed out here. Alton, when we take a look at the 30-minute time frame chart, you'll see no bottom signal at all. That chart here does look like Schlumberger's. So I think in both instances, you've got to wait. You've got some better levels of support to potentially watch inside of Schlumberger, but Halliburton does look like 29.59 is the target. So thanks so much for taking the time to write in. We have another individual who wrote in. This is coming from Jane. Jane, thanks for writing in. Small print for Stevie Zai. Good morning. I would like to know if you think SMH is going to finish its A to B equals CD to the downside within the next few days. Well, let's go take a look at the SMH. Let's fire them up on both sets of charts out here. And from the A to B equals CD standpoint, let's go to the black background screen, just a better tool that I have at the moment here for us to take a look at that. And we'll be able to see what Jane is looking at. So Jane, so you've got an A to B equals CD to the downside. What? ABC down. So Jane, I'm going to expand out the daily time frame chart. And what I'm going to share with you is, unless there's something else that you're looking at, I don't see an A to B equals CD to the downside. What I see here with regard to the SMHs is I see a A to B equals CD to the upside that in fact did confirm, and it confirmed with this gap to the downside right here on November 16th. That gap is still open, so to speak, out there. And so what we have out here with regard to the SMHs, Jane, is price just consolidating with inside their daily profile. And that's between the range of 209.84 and 225.39. Now, maybe you're anticipating something that has not unfolded just yet, and that would be a small A to B equals CD to the downside. That's the only thing I can think of that you might be looking at. But again, write back to me if it's something different than this. This being a very small A to B equals CD, that would take price, the one-to-one price projection would take us just below the bottom of its daily profile, 209.84. It would give us a price projection of 206.18. But I can't really tell you that this is going to turn into an A to B equals CD pattern at all out here. Price hasn't even come close to breaching the bottom of that swing point that it would need to, which is the November 17th low. And you need more than 4.5 million shares out there. Now you're at 900,000. You're going to be light in the loafers on a pullback here. So the SMHs, your question was, will it complete an A to B equals CD to the downside the next few days? And the answer is no, because I don't even have an A to B equals CD to the downside. But I think that's what you're looking at. So if it does bust through that low, again, that low being the low from November 17th, and that's 212.76, and if it can do it with more than 4.5 million shares, then you will have anticipated something that I can't see on the charts at this stage of the game. Now we will go take a look at the other charts out there just to assist us. But with regard to, maybe the question is, you're asking, will it complete an A to B equals CD to the downside so that you can take a long position? I don't know. So here when we take a look at the SMH, what we know is that price is dealing with trend line, descending trend line resistance out there. We did get a slight close above it the week before and a very slight close above it last week. I don't know if that's enough for a breakout for me. With regard to the SMHs from high to low out there, we can see price made the 0.382 retracement. Price is trying to regain the bottom of that monthly profile, and that's at 215.69. If we take a moment and just go take a look at what's going on in those white background charts here for the SMHs, what we're going to see is that the SMHs could be generating a buy entry point in at about the 210.83. So we know the bottom of that profile is 209.84. So the range for a potential level of support, which can be a buy point, is between 209.84 and 210.84. The weekly chart says I want to get up to 235.80. The monthly chart says I want to get up to the 246 level out there. That's Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back. Jane, thanks so much for writing that question, and hopefully I've helped you out. We'll be right back.
If you want to take advantage of this sector, now is the time to subscribe to my Gold Report. The Gold Report is a comprehensive look at the metals sector as well as the markets that move gold, which is the currency and bond markets. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. Every Monday morning, I publish the Gold Report with coverage of gold, silver, bonds, the XAU, HUI, GDX, as well as more than 30 different mining equities. To see for yourself the types of profitable trades that are recommended within the Gold Report, sign up now by visiting TFNN.com. Don't miss out on the next great gold trade. Sign up today.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABCs, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
This segment is brought to you by Thinkorswim. For more information, just click the Thinkorswim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. So we got the all the U.S. indices are trading to the downside. The Dow's off 117, S&P 23, NASDAQ 100, 102. We're going to go take a look at the Gilead Sciences. GILD is the ticker symbol. That's just for S&P inside our Tiger's Den. And so S&P, as we take a look at the daily time frame chart, there's a possibility that its TD9 count top that formed out here on November 14th, which has a high of 84.14. We're trading at 84.83 right now. It's possible that this pattern is going to get taken out after just simply 4 days of sideways movement. If, in fact, that's the case, that's going to signal a further move higher. Now, the further move higher target that I would be looking at will be the 88.85 level. 88.85 is the monthly TD9 count breakdown area, which was tested once since it formed out here. It was tested the month of January of 2018. So price can, in fact, close above that. That says that this has got much higher to run now. From an A to B equals CD standpoint, the weekly time frame chart shows that this is now a 1 to 2 A to B equals CD. Oftentimes, that's where you see some type of change in trend. But I'm not seeing that as we speak today out there. And you're only in bar number 7 on a weekly time frame out there. So that says that a TD9 count would not form until earliest would be next week, maybe next week, and then 2 weeks after that out there. So the daily signal is telling you S&P that it's getting ready, or it's attempting to go ahead and break through a prior level of resistance. That was the TD9 count top. If, in fact, it does that, that would then signal move up to 88.85. What happens, Steve-O, if it doesn't close above that TD9 count top? Again, that level out there, that threshold level is 84.14. Well, it depends where it would close, but if it closes back below 84.14, no damage done as long as price is above the 82.47 level, because that's the top of its daily profile. And so conditions would still be neutral out there. But if you close above that TD9 count top threshold level out there, conditions are no longer neutral. They're back to bullish, and that suggests that move to 88.85. So S&P, I hope that helps you out with regard to the next price target for Gilead Sciences. Nice job on your part for getting in to Gilead at much lower prices. Inside the Tiger's Den, Dennis G wants to take a look at two positions. Harmony Gold, HMY, is the first one, so we're getting that fired up on our screen. The second one is Apple, and I believe the question was just simply, how does Harmony and Apple look, I would guess. So let's go take a look at Harmony Gold out here. We take a look at Harmony Gold. What do we have? Well, you've got a sell the D point pattern. I can see that in there. I can see the A to B equals CD out there, A to B, C to D. You get a nice little bearish dark cloud cover. But what has not occurred out here, Dennis, is price has not been able to bust through a real key level of support, that first one being that green oscillator and change line. So its momentum, Dennis, is still to the upside. But that momentum is just with price consolidating with inside its daily profile. That's between the range of 333 to 356. If price did close below 333, then we'd be looking at a potential retracement all the way back to 255. I'm not saying that's what will take place. I'm saying that's what could take place out there. On a weekly time frame chart, I don't have any kind of topping signal, nor do I the monthly, although the monthly is running into resistance. Resistance at 348. That is its red oscillator and change line. So on a monthly basis, what you'd love to see here, Dennis, if you're long Harmony Gold, is you'd love to see it close above 348. What would that tell you? That would tell you that its price target should be the 408 area out there. So daily time frame recap, you've got to sell the D point pattern. It's taken price back to support. It has held. It's above its green oscillator and change line. Its overall signal is neutral with the consolidation between 333 and 356. If we go take a look at Apple, AAP, I hope that helps you out with regard to Harmony Gold. If not, just go ahead and let me know what else you need, and we'll get that information out to you. Now we're going to pull up Apple out here, and as soon as we can, does this try? Oh, you have to type in the right symbol. AAPLK is not how you pull up the chart for Apple, and that is called Charting Rules 101. Brought to you by Stevie's Fat Fingers out there. So as we wait for the chart here for Apple to load, come on already. So how does Apple look? Good question. Apple on a daily time frame, just a consolidation with inside its daily profile. So your level of support out here, S&P, is 146.80. Your level of resistance is about 154.83. Nice weekly TD9 count bottom. That took price right up to its descending trend line. On a weekly basis, you're consolidating with inside its profile as well. That's between 137.36 and 161.27. And on a monthly basis, you've got a consolidation with inside that profile as well. Sounds like consolidation, consolidation, consolidation. On a monthly chart, that level is between 140.48 and 168.79. I don't have anything else for you, but let's just take a quick peek here at that 30-minute time frame chart, see what we see out here with regard to the Apple E1. And what we see is support at 146.43. That's the level that Apple would have to bust through, break through to the downside, Dennis, to tell you to prepare for lower price out there. Otherwise, that should be your key level of support with regard to Apple. So I hope that helps you out on those two instruments. That was both Apple and Harmony, and that was for Dennis G inside our Tiger's Den. So, what other question? Well, let me go check the email system out here and see what we have. We've got not a zip zilch. I see 2 private messages. Let me check a look at that. Can we also look at ON? We can. This is also for S&P inside the Tiger's Den. So let's pull up ticker symbol ON, see what in the heck it is, but more importantly, see what it is doing. And that is On Semiconductor Corp, and that is consolidating with inside its daily profile. That's between the range of 69.97 and 77.28. Weekly profile with its consolidation pattern is between 61.20 and 74.18. And on the monthly chart, that looks to be in a full-out blown bullish breakout area. Now that is assuming that price closes above, which it is not at this stage here. In order to break out of that pattern, you need to see a price close above 76.78. So you got a neutral signal from the monthly chart out here, the daily time frame. What do we have? I can see the sell the D point pattern that confirmed with this bearish shooting star, but all that has led to is a nice little consolidation out here. So I'd stay with this trade. You're really in a neutral kind of territory as we speak right now on the daily time frame out there. So I hope that helps you out, S&P, and thank you so much for writing in. We've got a caller on the line. Let me see here. We've got Ron in Denver. Hey, Ron, thanks for holding. Thanks for calling. How are you today?
Great, Steve. Just fighting the flu, but
bummer.
A few months back, I bought a couple thousand shares of Nordic American Tankers. So it was around $1.95, $2. They were only paying a penny a quarter. They've been raising it every month, every quarter, and now they're up to 5 cents a quarter. I mean, from a penny, now they're doing 5 cents. Stock backed off, I guess, because oil fell off today. I just wondered, I'd like to buy more. What would be the price range to try and pick it up?
Okay, perfect. So, what we have out here is really close to a sell the D point pattern. What I mean by that, Ron, I'm going to draw in the A to B level out here, and then I'm just going to take that line and move it over to the C point of this chart. So here's the C point, and you'll see that really we really do have a confirmed sell the D point pattern. So, we will, depending upon today's candle. So today's candle is the one that would generate the Three River Evening Star candle formation, but I won't know till day's end. But right now, that's what we have. We also have, as prices gotten back inside its daily profile. Now, my white background charts are showing the old profile because there is a new profile that is attempting to form. And that's what you and I are going to use as price target areas. I can switch over to in fact, I'll just do that. I want you to see it. I don't want you to think Stevie's making anything up. Not that you would ever think that, but better for you to actually see with your own eyes. And that way, that might assist you with your trading. That's a new profile out here. You'll see the small blue line. The top is at 368. The bottom's at 315. So, Ron, when we come back from this break, we'll go try to answer your question, where is the next entry point to add to your position in Nordic American Tankers? We'll be right back.
You might think that if you want to be successful at trading in the stock market, you're going to need a crystal ball. After all, it's impossible to predict the future, right? Like any endeavor in life, before you decide it's impossible, get some advice from the experts. You might find that it's not so impossible after all. For daily market overviews that give you direction on the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, subscribe to the Opening Call newsletter at TFNN.com. The Opening Call newsletter is written by Basil Chapman, creator of the trading methodology known as the Chapman Wave. The Chapman Wave up-down sequence gives you an edge in identifying price turns, finding the peaks and valleys in stock prices. Get the Opening Call newsletter by Basil Chapman in your inbox every day. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know, and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. TFNN.com, educating investors.
The technology around us is changing every day. With so much happening, it can seem impossible to keep up with all the information. David White's investment newsletter, The Technology Insider, is designed to give you all the information you need to understand the technology that shapes today's markets and tomorrow's future. David White has made his living staying on the cutting edge of technology. His weekly newsletter will give you specific recommendations for value tech stocks, as well as entry prices, target prices, and stops to set for each trade. Dave delivers his weekly newsletters every Friday with updates throughout the week. You can get the Technology Insider at TFNN.com for only $37.50. Sign up for David's newsletter, The Technology Insider, and get an inside look at everything the technology sector has to offer. Try it risk-free today with our 30-day money-back guarantee. TFNN, educating investors.
Are China A-shares hot or not? If you trade China A-shares, now may be time to take a closer look. Trade CHAU or CHAD, Directions Daily CSI 300 China A-share Bull and Bear ETFs. China A-shares in either direction. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Welcome back, folks. We've got Ron in Denver on the line. We're taking a look at Nordic American Tankers. He's already in long position, and congratulations there to you, Ron, on that one. Nice entry point. He's looking to add to the position out here. So what we determined before we went to the break is this has a sell the D point pattern, or may form a sell the D point pattern today. Ron, in order to determine that, price needs to close at least halfway or below the bar from November 17th. I don't know exactly where that's at. What you do is, maybe somebody out there can do the quick math. If you take, I would take the average of the 50% level, and that would be from the open, which is 337, to the close at 363. So I'm not sure what that is. It's somewhere around 350 and change out there. But do that calculation, I think. If price closes at that level, whatever that center is or lower, then you'll get that confirmed three-river evening star. And then what I would say is odds would favor a pullback to either 335 or 315. Those would be the levels I'd be watching. Now, it's possible that you won't get a three-river evening star today, Ron. It's just possible. And one of the reasons why I suggest that is because when I take a look at the 30-minute time frame chart out here, this could form a TD9 count bottom anytime between now and, this would be bar number 8, and between now and 1 o'clock. So price has spiked below bar number 6 out there. This is bar number 8. The next bar number 9, in order for that to complete and generate a TD9 count bottom run, price will need to close below $3.50, just so you know what to look for on that next bar. And that would be the bar between 12 and 12:30. If price does close below $3.50, then on a 30-minute time frame, you're going to have a TD9 count bottom. That says that bottom could have formed between now and 1 o'clock this afternoon out here. Now, when I take a look at other TD9 counts on this on a 30-minute basis, we see one back here from the day of November the 9th, and that never did really stop price out there. In fact, there were 2 TD9 counts that never stopped price. But in that instance, price was below a red oscillator and change line. And that's a more bearish condition than the green oscillator and change line that we have right now. So I don't know where this TD9 count will bottom, whether it will complete or not, but you could be getting an early entry area, or at least a bounce that could then negate the signal of a three-river evening star on the daily time frame. Now, does any of that make sense to you?
Somewhat. I'm I'm having trouble following that 3-star. But basically, you're saying if it gets down to 350 and holds there over the 9 count, maybe that would be an entry point?
Well, the three-river evening star, let me switch panels for you. That is a bearish reversal candle. That requires a minimum of 3 bars. It can be formed with more than 3 bars out there. And so my point is that if we do get a confirmed top today, and the way that I would confirm a sell the D point pattern is to have a bearish reversal candle. So in trying to describe to you where price needs to close below, that was just simply from an end-of-day standpoint to make a determination whether an evening star has formed or not. If an evening star pattern does form, then I'm saying that more likely than not, your entry areas are going to be down in the 315 to 335 level. And it's just hard to say at 11:45 in the morning. So I was just trying to give you a parameter for you to take a look at. Would I take any action now to add to that position? I wouldn't. I'd really want to see how the daily time frame plays out here. But the weekly chart, we look at their white background charts, the weekly and the monthly do not have any kind of a topping pattern out there. And that's why it's a little bit difficult to say. And if price does not generate that three-river evening star, then, the entry point was probably where we're at right now. But I think because you're already in that position and the potential here with this forming that topping pattern, I'd be a little bit patient. Was that a little clearer for you?
That makes sense. Okay, thank you very much, and I appreciate your comments. I really do.
You bet. And Ron, always good to hear from you. Have a happy Thanksgiving if we don't talk to you before then. And best of luck to you on the...
Same to you. Happy Thanksgiving. Bye-bye.
Great. Thank you very much. Next question coming in from Hector and Patty, and they want to take a look at Exxon Mobil. So let's get those charts fired up on our screen out here. I believe I'm on the white charts. I am. And let's go ahead and read Hector and Patty's question, which goes like this. Happy Marvelous Monday. Back at you, my friend. Exxon Mobil, because we are Steve-O disciples, we wish we had more wagons to load up on this one. Beautiful Thanksgiving gift today, because we know our OUL support and resistance on the weekly and monthly and yearlies, and nothing has changed fundamentally in the oil patch. Happy Thanksgiving, Steve-O. Ultimate reversal pattern. A great weekend. Curled up with this beauty. Nice to referring to the workshop that subscribers have access to. So let's take a look at Exxon Mobil out here. And what Exxon Mobil does have is a confirmed TD9 count top. We can see that TD9 count top confirmed on the bar following bar number 9. That was on November the 8th. And now what we have is price is below the bottom of its daily profile, Hector and Patty. And that suggests to me that what price will do is make a way for the 106 level. 106 would be its TD9 count breakout area. And that could be a level where if you had some more ammo that you could fire it up and put it in that wagon of yours. As I look at the monthly time frame chart out here, no real topping pattern or signal out there, nor so on the weekly, although the weekly is now below its green oscillator change line, but it's only Monday, and that's at 108.52. So with regard to Exxon Mobil, it does look like to me price is going to go target 106. Why does it look like that to you, Stevie? Because when I take a look at a 30-minute time frame chart out here, I do not see a bottom pattern at all. I see price below prior swing point, or testing a prior swing point. That's from 10 o'clock in the morning on November the 10th. No bottom signal, and that suggests lower price. And so for that lower price level, I believe Hector and Patty, we're looking at the 106, even Steven area as a likely price target. So thanks so much for writing in. You and Patty have a happy Thanksgiving as well, and thanks for taking the time to write. Just discussion. No, that's not a request out there. So no other requests in the queue as we speak. So let's do this here. Light sweet crude. So since Hector had brought up light sweet crude, let's go take a look at light sweet crude. Let's switch over to our multi-time frame charts. Let's get the light sweet crude up out here, January 2023 out here. The reason why I was hesitating is I may really need to take a look at the weekly and the monthly time frame charts out there, and I would go to a different tab to do that. But nonetheless, I've done what I've done. Can't undo it. And so let's take a look at what light sweet crude is doing. So on a daily time frame out here, what do we have? We have price trading. I've got to wait for this to populate. Sorry about that. So we have price trading below a breakout level, but into potential support. So support out here is a TD9 count bottom. That bottom that actually formed on the trading day of September 26th. And the low is 74.98. Now, the volume on that, this is not picking up the volume. Okay, so I can't do that. Where am I going to get that from? Good question. So price is... Okay, so I'm not going to be able to give you the volume, but because it's not picking it up. But so here's what I would be watching for. So price is heading back to support. I don't know whether it's with volume or not volume. It has not broken through that level. Again, that level, it would require a close below 74.98. The actual low today so far has been 75.27. So odds favor that level is going to get hit. What happens if that level fails? That's why I really probably need my weekly chart. Well, one, it could be a very large A to B equals CD to the downside. So I'll try to set something up here during the break, and we'll come back and maybe finish off the show, taking a look at light sweet crude, although G-Man asked if we could take a look at AG. So we'll certainly squeeze that in for him as well. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
You might think that if you want to be successful at trading in the stock market, you're going to need a crystal ball. After all, it's impossible to predict the future, right? Like any endeavor in life, before you decide it's impossible, get some advice from the experts. You might find that it's not so impossible after all. For daily market overviews that give you direction on the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, subscribe to the Opening Call newsletter at TFNN.com. The Opening Call newsletter is written by Basil Chapman, creator of the trading methodology known as the Chapman Wave. The Chapman Wave up-down sequence gives you an edge in identifying price turns, finding the peaks and valleys in stock prices. Get the Opening Call newsletter by Basil Chapman in your inbox every day. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know, and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Everything in the universe is governed by the Fibonacci sequence. This mathematical principle is responsible for everything from the most aesthetically pleasing artwork to patterns in the stock market. To stay on top of stock patterns you can take advantage of, sign up for the Fibonacci 24/7 newsletter at TFNN.com. When you subscribe, you'll get a weekly report from veteran day trader Larry Pesavento on stocks you need to pay attention to. And you can trust Larry's analysis. After all, he's got 45 years experience as a day trader. Larry will also provide daily charts, videos, and data on the key markets that he's tracking. Expect notifications from Larry on market movement you need to act on at any time. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. Subscribe to the Fibonacci 24/7 newsletter today. TFNN.com, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den, hosted at Discord. TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years, with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back up, folks. So we've got light sweet crude up on our charts out here, and if price does take out that daily TD9 count low, again, that price point out here, so take it out means it closed below 74.98, then price is likely to go around to 69.23. That's the bottom of its monthly profile, and if price were to get below that, we'd be looking to move down to 63.25 now on a 30-minute time frame chart. So price is pulling back into an area of support on the daily time frame, and a 30-minute chart is showing a Rhodes Momentum Indicator bottom pattern that's likely to form in the next 6 minutes out. You've got the bullish reversal candle, but in 6 minutes things could change. But right now that would suggest at least a bounce to 77.15, and if price can clear that, we should see a further rally. That further rally could take you up to 79.69 out there. So we got a couple of questions inside the Tiger's Den. Let's go switch over to those charts real quickly here. One was to take a look at, let me get the chart up here. The first instrument is for G-Man, and that's take a look at AG out here. So we take a look at AG. what do we see? We see a sell the D point pattern that was formed several days ago with that bearish engulfing candle on November the 15th. Price right now with regard to AG is back inside its profile. It is pushing into a swing point. That's a swing point from November 17th. Volume there was 4 million shares. So far today, you've done 1.5 million shares. That's pretty decent volume considering. So if price does close below the low of 872 from 3 trading sessions ago, that's going to signal 1 and A to B equals CD to the downside. That could take you to 788 or 834. On a weekly time frame, no top out here, but price could be pulling back to support. That's at 809. The weekly chart, the monthly chart did find resistance at its oscillator and change line. So it looks like AG, as long as it stays within inside that daily profile, wants to pull back. The last one is SABA, S-A-B-A. For Dan inside the Tiger's Den, I did post for you, Dan, the daily, weekly, and monthly profile levels for you. Price was trading below the daily profile. Let's see if we can get this thing here populated before we sign off the air, which is about 15 seconds before the music starts, but we'll stay on through some of that music. So we take a look at SABA. What I don't have out here is any kind of bottom signal on a daily time frame. Price is below the red oscillator and change on it a weekly. That says 26.31 and 29.12 our gain. And on a monthly chart, no reason that price couldn't pull back into the 24.15 level out there. Lastly, Dan, on a 30-minute time frame for SABA, I don't have a bottom signal out here. So I hope that helps you out. Folks, stay tuned. Great programming. I'll see you tomorrow at 11 o'clock sharp. Have a marvelous, magnificent Monday. Take care.
Building wealth